There, welcome. I'm back. I'm not really. This was the first time that I bought this magazine in the for our trip. I've been there's just the listen to my audiobook, but at the same time, first time I'm going back and reading again. It's an entrepreneur. For those of you that should, and if I think this is very handy. I mean, there's just so much reading on our Kindle. I don't know for as much as I love it's just it hurts my eyes every time I read. It was a safe flight. There's no delay. I mean, what's your experience? Lines. I went to LA, California shop, and while I'm on my this magazine, that's why I bought it. It cost me $6. Anyways, what I'm going to share with you guys, and this is a very good content that how to be bold your team. When the business owner entrepreneur, there are so many obstacles that you're gonna get through, especially if you're going through the COVID situation. There are internal, external factors where every time that there's opportunity and there's always threats and weaknesses, and we're not invisible. Talk about threats, it could be financial. You might, if you're planning to put up a coffee shop, you a budget in terms of hiring more people. They don't wanna, they cannot keep their job. The other thing is when more marketing. COVID situation, stop going to your coffee shop. What are you going to do? You have to go back to the drawing board. So those uh, that can really stress you on a position as a business owner, as a thinker too, because your business model of a brick and mortar of a global pandemic. That's why ability. It also uh, it also can cause mental and emotional. You don't know whether your family is okay in the Philippines. You don't know if uh, uh, COVID's health that's beyond your control, causing yourself to be vulnerable, or you're being blessed. What are you gonna do about it? If you're vulnerable, who are you? That's why one of the articles I highlighted it. I'm only going to go over with to be vulnerable without freaking out. The number one that is ask for help. There's a masculinity involved that when we don't ask for a problem, but asking for help doesn't, and it doesn't mean that you're hopeless. It's judging that you're not good sometimes, because through that you can find yourself and address the problem, acknowledge the problem, move on. But you can acknowledge to someone, people that can relate to you. Basically, you're in a coffee shop, a brick and mortar store, you have a coach or both. Or it doesn't need to be or coach per se. It could be friend of yours or yours that have been doing this business, being very successful. You need to talk to them, because like we are like a ship. You do not sink because you don't. And the more that you share it to someone, the more that can be easier to handle. They can and take them as a grain of salt, and then you can feel what works for you. Always talk to it's basically, and then you're not sharing yourself all the pressure, because you are invincible. We are not more stress, but it's all about how do you handle. That's why it's better to talk to somebody that's been there, more effective and helpful tips how they. So that's the first one, and the second is according here. We always try, actually, when you talk to your employee, when things get stressful, pace to maintain the level of lightness. It's if you have this perspective, the team, you also need to communicate with your team. The sales goal, even though we have them come out with 3-4 solutions, and sales, one thing I've learned, everything you need to be safe to make sure that you address the problem. If there's a 30% before or 5 things that can be done this coming Mondays. So that's why you have to keep things in perspective around them with all the negativity you're experiencing them. Just tell them sales are down, things need to be done and be adjusted, or cutting extra. Team building is very important. You can find in YouTube team building. It's important that the team has this kind of, it's not just work, because that who is introvert, extrovert, who has more power, implied, compliant, driven. So those things active. And number 3, this is all those things. Separate yourself from the business. What I'm talking about, because according part of being a leader is shouldering the major stresses on behalf of your team and sharing only when it's appropriate and help. You will find that sharing your more human side along the way doesn't frighten connection. It's okay that you can say I'm burned out because of the lack of sales, no suppliers, less customers coming in, and you have to separate yourself from the business. One more thing that you need to do is, when not, you should have a me time, maybe somewhere your favorite city or destination on the weekend. Even though you're not traveling, maybe you could closer. I mean, not traveling to a different city, or things that you love to do on the weekend, have word. Because I think when you're looking forward at the on Friday, or even at the end of the day, maybe you will. Those are giving you happy hormone, because it's all about balance when all fall and align together. Okay, so mental break, because just like your tax, you need things will gonna. It's a process. It's gonna get well. I'm trying some factors that beyond your control, but all you do is your mindset. You need to have that inner peace, that sense of clarity, and always draw the line when there's a business hour and there should. Okay, guys, what are your takeaways? I hope you learned something today. Thank you for if you like this, subscribe today. Stay safe.